The Chief Executive Officer of the Institute for Transformative Education, Changemaker High School.
My role here at Changemaker in the K-20 partnership is representing Prescott College.
I'm the director of Mexicali Academy. It was my wife and I who had the vision and started this school 20 years ago.
I'm actually the AmeriCorps State Program Director for Arizona Serve, which is an AmeriCorps program of Prescott College.
First and foremost, we need to really think about education over the long term. And so if we look at education since, say, the last 100 years, education has pretty much remained in a stagnant place. There's a classroom, there are desks, there's an instructor, there's some form of board.
My wife and I were both teachers in the district there in the public schools. There were things where we wanted to do, and the traditional public schools would say, no, I don't think it's right to do that. And we said, you know what, we're cheating students.
Which word goes with a penguin's feet? What did you put, Ty?
Webbed.
Webbed. Yes, a penguin has webbed feet.
We're cheating them for two reasons. One of them is we're not expressing who and what they are. And the second thing is you're not developing them to their full potential.
Cha. Cha. Porque está la vocal.
What would it look like if we could reimagine the educational space as a place where young people could engage in problem solving, in real world application?
So the K-20 idea came from the three schools actually working together for over a decade and having very similar missions and visions and really having a goal of creating pathways for underserved communities of youth. So we developed this K-20 partnership so that this population of students could actually start in kindergarten, and if they chose to, have a pathway all the way through college at the same campus with the same vision and mission and some common threads that go through all of the grades.
We got talking about his experience in the war, and it was really just very enlightening.
Our mission statement, I think, states a lot, is that learning because of who we are. So we already have a perspective that says students are important. Who they are is important, their culture is important, instead of it being imposed on them and everybody else.
We're really focused on having the students see themselves in the curriculum, to learn about their own roots and their own culture as a way to engage them, to have a strong academic identity. There's now research to show that culturally sustaining pedagogy works, and that's what we're trying to emulate here.
En la segunda línea, show. C-H-O.
In a dual language program, learning in your native language as well as another language actually helps you to acquire the second language.
Before this idea of a K-20 campus, I thought when I have children, they will go to at least 3 to 5 learning institutions over the course of their lifetime, because that's the way we do it here. So it's really inspiring. It's also kind of provocative to think that there is going to be a space that a child can come starting kindergarten and go all the way to graduate level.
So here in Tucson, what we're looking for or hoping for, and we know we can do it, is this idea of giving a value to every student based on who they are, so that we can respect each other, interrelate, and then work together.
If we look at schools, traditionally they have a lot of pride for the school campus. So go Pirates or go Tigers. But what about the community where they live? What if every school and all of the disciplines were actually focused on helping young people to deal with the problems right outside of the gate in the school? And it actually set us on a trajectory to think about what the future of education could actually look like.
They really give the students the ability to do experiential learning. It covers everything from biosciences, they plant the gardens, they harvest, they run a farmer's market. They also really have a business component. So it really does mirror not only Prescott College, but it also mirrors the experiential learnings that we get through AmeriCorps itself.
And this is the idea that leaders can be self-made, can actually set their own path and trailblaze in their own way.
They aren't afraid to talk about social injustice. They talk about poverty. They talk about ways to empathize with the community and as well as empathize with each other. But they also then steer it in this way of saying, okay, we've now opened your eyes, what are you going to do about it?
Once you start looking at the idea of responsibility and respect, and you mesh it with the idea of culture, is the idea of being an answer to a lot of the divisions and problems that are part of our society.
We invite community partners to join us. We want folks to come in and see what we're doing and learn from each other.
We have to rethink how this whole system works. There's so many great things happening, but there's still so much need.
In the future, what we're hoping is that a student would come in kindergarten or even pre-K and go through all the grades through high school. They would leave with at least a year of dual enrollment credit under their belts, and so it would make college more affordable for them. We of course hope they will continue on to Prescott College, but those credits will transfer to any accredited institution.
And I think we're at a point where education needs to take its rightful place in helping to push the agenda forward to create a better world.